Essentially becoming a one-man army, like what the fuck? But it worked.
This was also Elder Region. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's like having the ability to take a shower when everyone around you is at an anime convention. He gets so stupid.
What's good, people? It's your boy LTG Local Track Game. You already know, baby. I'm Track back with another Gigguk video. Okay, hold on now. Solo leveling is the power fantasy we need. Hey, hold on now. Now you feel me? I was on stream one time. We was talking about solo leveling. I'm like, man, I gotta get into it. It looks kind of nice. I ain't gonna lie. So we're gonna see what Gigguk's talking about here. Y'all think I should get into it? Let me know in the comment section below. You know what I'm saying? Should I wait for the anime or should I just get straight into the original context? Let me know. Let's do it.
Anime fans?
Okay. Me.
Are fucking losers. Well, this video is off to a great start. I'm sure a lot of us weebs have got into anime and manga at an early
Nah, you know what I'm saying? Some of them do be. Nah, let me chill out.
age had a similar experience when they came to our schools or the kids around us. Some of us may have been ridiculed, some of us may have been told to grow up and stop watching cartoons, and some of us may have just been straight up bullied and called losers. We were outcast of the social hierarchy, and if I'm being real, I think this is a big reason why power fantasy stories have seen the monumental success that they have. Wait, you're telling me this guy can beat up all the arrogant jocks and get all the chicks and his secret OP talent is being a gay?
Yo, why he coming for niggas' heads though? That's crazy.
Might not want to admit it, but the viewership and sales numbers don't lie because we can't seem to stop fucking reading it. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, it's about time weebs got our spotlight as the most oppressed group in the world over the current one. Gamers. The problem is that the landscape became so saturated with them that it became impossible to tell good power fantasy shows from bad power fantasy shows. Okay. Because they were all bad. When the industry realized that all it took was one self-insert protagonist put in some generic fantasy world, surrounded by a bunch of cardboard cutouts that were easily mistaken for women, they decided to make a lot. No, keep going. Like, a little more.
Jesus
there we
Christ.
go. Time to add these shows to the list of
Y'all didn't see my Isekai one? Watch that.
things I'm gonna watch before Full Metal Alchemist. He got so bad that even me, Mr. Power Fantasy Isekai Trash Man, Grant UK, got bored of it. That is, until I started hearing whispers of this new webcomic called Solo Leveling. A series that had gained immense popularity
look at that artwork, bro. It looks so fucking clean.
over the past few years that had put it as the 27th best manga of all time according to Mao. The Power Fantasy series to end all Power Fantasy series. And you may be thinking, what revolutionary thing did this series do that no other series before it had done to make its claim
Niggas talk about Solo Leveling like it's the next like upcoming, you know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me?
above all others? Is that it? I thought we were building up to a bigger point. Solo Leveling, originally a Korean manhwa called...
Okay.
You know what? I'm not even gonna try. Look,
What?
I already butchered the Chinese words in the link click video, and now you expect me to speak fluent Squid Game?
Don't you ever call me that!
Strange gates to fantasy realms gradually appear throughout our world, containing an array of powerful monsters and beings. Around the same time as this, select members of humanity gained various powers and used them to combat this ongoing threat. These people became known as hunters, and grouped themselves in different guilds to team up to assault these gates, killing the monsters and farming the resources within. Like, you know, an MMO. The hero of our story, one Song Jin-woo, is ranked one of the weakest hunters in all of Korea, even referred to by his peers as the literal weakest hunter in the world. Basically, just a little baby man.
Little baby man.
Nah, that's
baby.
Is this like a, you know what I'm saying, like a Naruto kind of situation? Real underdog story?
Man.
However, one day upon his party entering a high level dungeon by mistake, shit very much hits the fan as
That's where I've seen this shit before. I've seen this shit before.
the monsters within them obliterate their entire party. Apart from the little baby man, of course.
Baby man.
Though he does die, he somehow managed to clear a secret set of trials within the dungeon and wakes up in a hospital bed after the incident with a unique ability to literally be able to level up. Full-blown fucking menus and inventory screens in front of him in the real world. Gaining experience and skill trees and all sorts of bullshit like, you know, an MMO. And so begins the rise of Sung Jin Woo.
I didn't know it was actually on that, I guess that's why it's called Solo Leveling. I didn't think it was actually like, like Isekai, like MMORPG bullshit.
From being a little baby man to becoming an ooh baby.
Hey yo,
man.
That's Oh, he turned up. Oh, he
It's
turned
very,
up.
very similar to your
Oh,
typical
he turned up, though. Okay.
story, and if I'm being real, you're absolutely right. The series clearly borrows a lot of elements from the genre, even if it's not technically isekai. But what I think really makes Solo Leveling work is that it takes elements from your typical OP isekai power fantasy and adds an element from your typical popular shonen anime. You know, the other most popular genre in anime and manga.
Right,
Hunters
facts.
are power ranked from S to E. The main character is an underdog working his way up the rankings. Unlike a lot of power fantasy isekai, Sung Jin Woo doesn't instantaneously
This is like basically what Sword Art Online should have been, right? Because that first half was kind of lit, and then they just like threw it all away, and then it became stupid and weird and trash.
power up. When he reawakens, he is still an E-ranked hunter. He just has the ability to grind his
This
level up.
nigga play that shit every time.
And oh boy, does he do some grinding. Sung Jin Woo, and only Sung Jin Woo, gets access to these special dungeons with high-level bosses and rare item drops. And of course, like any true gamer, you gotta do all the optional side quests so you're stupidly overpowered for the final boss.
Right,
you actually
facts.
get to see his
Well, I've been doing the Elden Ring. No God.
progression throughout the series. The man is constantly on the verge of death in these dungeons, but he gets rewarded by the level he gains, the weapon he acquires, and the abilities he develops. I guess you could say
Okay.
he was leveling up on his own.
Solo
Wait a minute, that's not the
leveling.
title. What this means though is that it's just that much more
Okay.
satisfying when Sung Jin Woo goes back to the world to take on normal dungeons. Look, seeing someone almost fucking die and doing a life or death optional side dungeon several times above his level, only to go on and breeze through the main quest area to the amazement of others, struck a chord with me, alright? Because
Yeah.
that's exactly how I play RPGs too.
Right.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
a complete wish
Very
fulfillment power
relatable.
fantasy,
I like that.
but you know what? At least it felt like he earned it. Look, I'm not going to pretend that the world isn't stupidly stacked in his favor though. He is the only hunter who was able to level up while everyone else can only remain at the power level they were given when they first became hunters. I repeat, he has the ability to power up while everyone in the world is at a fixed level cap. That's like
That's
having
crazy.
the ability to take a shower when everyone around you is at an anime convention. He gets so stupid.
This nigga's stupid.
Shower OP. He gets so stupidly over-leveled that he can out-
Thought that shit though, cause you niggas be, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, take better care of yourself, bro.
to anyone in
Please.
their specialized role. He's a mage, fighter, tank, assassin, healer combo, so he's basically just as toxic as Season 10 Ornn from League of Legends. But that's not even his main ability. Eventually he gains the ability to summon shadows from any monster he kills, essentially becoming a one-man army. Like, what the fuck? But it works because the world...
This really also like, this really also Elden Ring shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hold on, wait a minute. I mean, just MMORPG shit, but, well, not MMO, but you know what I'm saying.
itself is set up for his success. The world is a mishmash of Sword Art Online, Darker Than Black, and One Punch Man. What I like is how modern society is
haven't seen
built
Darker Than
around
Black.
the existence of hunters. You're not just limited to one country. A nation's entire strength is built around the strength of their hunters. S-ranked hunters are a precious resource that can dictate a country's military and political strength.
Okay.
Sung Jin Woo's rise isn't just something that affects the hunter's world. It's one that ripples throughout the entire world and affects the geopolitical landscape. And this just gives him more fucking moments to be badass. I don't know what to say. What I love about Solo Leveling is that it knows what it wants to be and gives
I
you
like the
that on
art.
steroids.
I like the fucking, are those fucking bugs? Oh my god. I like the art though. Like the art look clean. I ain't gonna lie. That shit look clean as fuck.
It ups the ante to a global scale. You've got teams from Korea, Japan, China, and of course America, who are depicted as exactly how you think Koreans would depict Americans.
Yeah.
And I think one major aspect that can't be ignored is that the art is fucking outstanding.
That's what I'm
You
just
hear
saying,
stories
bro.
of
God, it
mangas
looks so
working
fucking
themselves
good.
to death doing weekly manga chapters, so I don't know what kind of fucking black magic the webcomic industry has cast to allow
like
us
how
to
it's
enjoy
colored, too,
full
it's all
colored
real.
weekly chapters that
Nah, that's
look like
wicked, bro.
this. I mean, just look at this. This puts most manga to shame, but beyond that, it also uses its medium to its full advantage. Webcomics, as opposed to manga, are not separated via pages. It's a medium designed to be viewed on the phone that allows you to endlessly scroll down, almost like it's one continuous image. And what this means is that some of the most impressive moments are accentuated by these panels that seemingly never end. An epic depiction of a battlefield or action that flows seamlessly as you scroll down in a way that you just can't do with manga constrained by a 2-page spread. It can
That's
make the
kinda
action
hard.
easier to follow, or the scale of the battle seems so much more grand. I read
Facts.
all of Solo Leveling in a day. It's one of those series that was infinitely bingeable because
How many chapters this got? Y'all? I almost said chat. What?
after saying all this, I think I'm missing the biggest thing that contributes to this manhwa's success, which is nothing. You know, as I was writing this video, I really tried to rack my brain as to why Solo Leveling was so fucking fun and such a huge success. That way, I can end this video off with some cool, introspective moment that really nails down what makes this series so special above all its competition. But then I realized what it really does best is absolutely nothing new. So instead, I'm gonna talk about Kitchen Nightmares. I fucking love Kitchen Nightmares, and I don't know a single person who doesn't. It's one of those shows where if it comes on or I see someone watching it, no matter what I'm doing, I'm just like, yeah, I got time to watch. And if you've never seen a single episode before, let me break it down for you. We open up to a struggling restaurant with a cocky owner who's just like, I have the greatest restaurant in the world, the food is perfect, and that's why the restaurant has put me in $90,000 of debt. In comes Gordon Ramsay, big dick energy, orders everything on the menu. Chef gets the order and is like, I'm gonna cook Chef Ramsay our signature dish. Microwaved chicken, baby. So of course, Gordon takes one bite of the chicken, calls the waitress over and is like, this chicken is rawer than my dick after...
That would be something
This
you
chicken
say
is
though.
rawer than my dick one day after not November. So he goes to the kitchen and is like, oi, how are you cooking your food? With a microwave, chef. With a microwave? Are you out of your goddamn mind? If you know Chef Ramsay is coming, why would you not cook your food on the day?
No, yeah, tweak
It
it.
blows my mind.
Tweak it,
So of
bro.
course, Gordon has this
Tweak it.
inspirational talk that
Boy,
turns...
Chef Ramsay comes down my shit. I'll tell you what, I'll become the greatest cooker of all time. I can't fold. I can't fold. There's no way. There's no way.
There's everything around that's like, alright, shut it. I'm about to blow your minds. What if you cook the food without a microwave? So the lunch used fresh ingredients and everyone lives happily ever after. I swear, just don't Google it because the restaurant's still probably out of business. And that's Kitchen Nightmares. Oh, that was awful, but I had way too much fun recording that. My point is that I know exactly what I'm getting into. Basically, every episode has an identical, repeatable formula, but I don't care because it's so goddamn entertaining. And if a clip appears in my timeline that shows me that the food is not bussin', you bet your ass I'm gonna click on it to see if the food's not bussin'. This is how I feel with isekai and a lot of power fantasy shows. At this point, it's kind of just become my comfort foods because when I look at Solo Leveling, there is not a lot different to what we usually complain about. I've seen a load of comments referring to Sung Jin-woo being like, haha, this is how Kirito's done right. And I'm just like,
That's
wait,
crazy.
what? The man is even more perfect and flawless than Kirito ever was. I mean, the guy's functionally
Look at this nigga, bro. He look hard as fuck, bro. Nah, ain't no way this man just put that invisible shit in my face. Ain't no fucking way.
God, I wish I could go from this to this. Man went from rice gum to full-on K-pop in the span of about 5 chapters. He literally looks like the 8th member of BTS. So yeah, of course Kirito's gonna lose when he's up against the literal unbeatable army Sung Jin-woo has behind him. K-pop stands. Only recently has enemies been introduced that actually pose a real threat, because before that, pretty much every story arc plays out the exact same way. The shit is almost everything everyone shits on a show like Sword Art Online for. But for some reason, whenever my brain was like, man, you know what, the story's getting kinda repetitive, Sung Jin-woo would show up and be like, arise. And then the shadows would be like, and then Sung Jin-woo would be like,
that shit be kinda
and then
lit.
his eyes would do the glowy thing, and then it would just start kicking ass, and then everyone else would be like,
This needs an anime, bro. This needs a fucking anime. I low-key want to wait for anime, but I don't know if we need an anime of this, bro.
back to being A-ranked hunter? And then my brain would be like, oh man, that was so cool. What was I talking about again? It really is just the rule of cool on crack. It's
Cliche shit not even bad, bro. It works. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it just works. You feel me? As long as you add your little extra twist to it that kind of makes it kind of stand out a little bit, then it's fine. But cliche works sometimes, man.
Biggest strength is that it does nothing new, but what it does do is done in the best possible way you can hope for. If you have no interest in these epic power fantasy shows, then this isn't going to change your mind about them at all. But if there's just a small part of you that craves that OP protagonist beatdown, this is about as good as the genre can get.
I just like seeing some crazy shit, man. I ain't gonna lie.
And for anyone who's like, oh man, I can't wait for the anime adaptation, I have 2 words for you. CG Shadows. Solo leveling. I'm gonna let
Why would you do that to me?
one sink in for a little longer. Solo leveling is
This nigga's an asshole. I like this guy. I'll say that in the other video, but this nigga's an asshole.
27th best manga of all time. It's not even close, but very few other webcomics get my adrenaline pumping quite like Solo Leveling does. This is power fantasy at its finest, which is perfect for isekai power fantasy trash like me. And even though it does fall victim to pretty much everything we complain about when it comes to those generic power fantasy stories, predictable and all, it is your definition of turn your brain off fun. Basically, what it boils down to is Sword Art Online. The cooler Sword Art Online.
I mean, that's what I call a baby man.
I still watch anime, guys, I swear.
Hey guys, hope you enjoy.
I guess that's it. Hey man, look, hey. So Little look kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie. I'm glad I watched this though, because I wanted to just get like a kind of like just a synopsis of just what like it was. You feel me? And like it seems really cool, man. I really want to get into it, bro. I'm not gonna lie. What's the chances of there being an anime, right? Because I like sometimes like I like to see stuff animated. But I wouldn't mind reading like the actual like rep comic, but you know what I'm saying? If I had like seen stuff for the first time animated, kind of just hits different. Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially somebody that grew up on it. Like, I still have hard times like interpreting like manga panels because, you know what I'm saying, I'm just so new to reading manga. What's the possibility of there being an anime anytime soon, maybe? If not, then shit. Somebody send me a link to the webcomic and I'm gonna fucking go crazy. That's gonna do it for us, man. If y'all enjoyed today's reaction, smash that like button. Comment down below what you guys think. And last but not least, subscribe to your boy because you're on the road to 10K, people. Spin me up. Do this weekly. Amen. I'm catching you on the next one. I'm out. Deuces. Bye.